Emma was 26 years old. She lived in a small, quiet town. The streets were narrow, the trees were tall. There were small shops and friendly neighbors. Everyone knew everyone. Emma's father had a small grocery shop. Her mother worked at home. They were simple people. They believed in family, respect, and security. Emma once had big dreams. She wanted to be a teacher. She loved books. She loved children. But life changed when her father got sick. The doctor said he needs treatment. It will be expensive. Emma's mother cried at night. Her father tried to smile, but he looked tired. The shop was not doing well. The bills were getting bigger. One evening, Emma's father said softly, "Emma, I'm sorry I can't give you a better life." Emma held his hand and said, "Please don't say that you are my father." But inside, Emma felt fear. She did not know what to do. A few weeks later, a woman named Mrs. Green came to their home. She was a family friend. She wore nice clothes and spoke confidently. She said, "I have an idea. It can help your family." Emma's mother asked, "What idea?" Mrs. Green looked at Emma and said, "There is a man. His name is Daniel. He is 32. He has a good job in the city. He is kind, responsible, and stable. He wants to marry." Emma felt her heart drop. She understood the idea. Emma's mother said carefully, "But Emma, she has dreams." Mrs. Green replied, "Dreams are nice, but life needs support. Your husband can help your father. He can save your family." That night, Emma could not sleep. She looked at the ceiling. She listened to her father's coughing. She heard her mother quietly crying. In the morning, Emma said, "I will meet him 2 days later." Emma met Daniel at a small cafe. Daniel was tall and clean. He wore a simple shirt and a watch. His eyes were calm, but his face looked serious. He said politely, "Hello, Emma." Emma said hello. They sat in silence for a moment. Daniel asked, "Do you want this marriage?" Emma's hands shook a little. She looked down and said, "I don't know. My family needs help." Daniel nodded slowly. "I understand my mother also wants me to marry. I don't want a perfect love story. I want peace." Emma felt something strange. Daniel did not act like a romantic man. He was direct, he was honest. Emma asked, "Why me?" Daniel answered, "Because I heard you were respectful and strong. And because I don't want games. I want a simple life." Emma wanted to ask, "Will you ever love me?" But she was afraid. After 1 week, the families agreed. The wedding was small. Emma wore a simple dress. People smiled. People congratulated them. But Emma's heart felt heavy. When Emma walked to Daniel's car after the wedding, she saw her mother wiping tears. Her father tried to stand straight, but he looked weak. Emma sat in the car and whispered, "I am doing this for you." Daniel drove calmly. He did not touch her hand. He did not speak much. When they arrived at Daniel's apartment in the city, Emma looked around. It was clean and modern. Everything was in place. It felt cold, like a hotel. Daniel said, "This is your room." Emma blinked. "My room?" Daniel said, "Yes. You can sleep here. I will sleep in the other room." Emma felt confused. Why? Daniel looked away and said, "Because we are strangers. I don't want to force anything." Emma felt relief and also sadness. She did not know why, but she felt small. The next morning, Daniel left early for work. He placed some money on the table and a note that said, "Buy what you need if you want anything. Tell me." Emma read the note again and again. It was kind, but it was also distant. Days became weeks. Emma learned the city roads. She learned the market. She cooked food. She cleaned. She waited. Daniel came home every evening. He ate quietly. He asked, "Are you okay?" Emma always said yes, but inside Emma was not okay. She missed her home. She missed her father. She missed her dreams. One evening, Emma said, "My father's treatment." "Did you?" Daniel looked at her and said, "Yes. I paid the hospital bills last week. Your father will get better care." Emma's eyes filled with tears. "Thank you." Daniel nodded. "You don't need to thank me. We are family now." But Emma felt pain. She asked softly, "Are we really family?" Daniel stayed silent. He did not answer. That night, Emma cried in her room. She hugged a pillow. She felt like a bird in a cage. The next day, Emma called her mother. Her mother said happily, "Your father is feeling better. The doctor said the treatment is working." Emma smiled, but her voice was weak. "That's good, Mom." Her mother asked, "Are you happy, Emma?" Emma wanted to say no, but she said, "I am fine." After the call, Emma sat near the window. She watched people walking outside. Couples were laughing, friends were talking. The city was full of life, but Emma felt empty one afternoon. Emma found a small notebook in a drawer in the living room. It was Daniel's notebook. She did not plan to read it, but it was open and she saw a line, "I am scared of love." Emma stopped breathing. She turned the page slowly. The handwriting was neat. "I saw my father leave my mother. My mother cried for years. Love broke her. I don't trust love." Emma's heart started to beat faster. She did not want to invade his privacy. She closed the notebook quickly. But the words stayed in her mind. That evening, Daniel came home late. He looked tired. He had a small cut on his hand. Emma said, "You are bleeding." Daniel looked surprised. "It's nothing." Emma went to the kitchen, took a first aid box, and cleaned his wound carefully. Daniel watched her quietly. Emma said, "Why do you live like this? Like you are alone?" Daniel's eyes moved away. "Because being alone is safer." Emma's voice shook. "But I am here. I am your wife," Daniel said softly. "I know," Emma whispered. "Then look at me." Daniel looked at her for the first time. His eyes looked warm and sad. Emma asked, "Do you hate me?" Daniel quickly said no. Emma asked, "Do you like me?" Daniel stayed silent again. Then he said, "I respect you." Emma's chest hurt. "I don't want only respect. I want to feel something." Daniel stood up. "Emma, please don't push." Emma stood too. "I am not pushing. I am drowning." Daniel's face changed. He looked shocked. He did not know what to say. Emma said, "I left my home. I left my dreams. I married you to save my family. But I am losing myself." Daniel's voice became low. "I never asked you to lose yourself." Emma said, "But this marriage, it is empty." Daniel turned away. "I can't give you what you want." Emma felt tears again. "Then why did you marry me?" Daniel's shoulders dropped. "Because I needed a good person in my life, and you needed help. It was fair." Emma said, "Fair is not love." Daniel looked at her with pain. "Love is dangerous," Emma whispered. "Love is not dangerous, people are." Daniel did not answer that night. Emma made a decision. She wrote a small note. "I am going to find my life again." In the morning, Emma waited for Daniel at the table. Daniel came out ready for work. Emma said, "I want to study again." Daniel froze. "Study?" Emma nodded. "I want to become a teacher." "I want to take classes," Daniel asked. "Why now?" Emma said. "Because I can't stay like this. I will break." Daniel looked at her for a long moment. Then he said, "Okay." Emma was surprised. "Okay." Daniel said, "Yes. If you want to study, I will support you." Emma felt a small light inside her. "Thank you," Daniel added. "And I am sorry." Emma looked up. Sorry for what Daniel said quietly. Sorry for being cold. Emma's eyes got wet again. But this time it was different. Weeks passed. Emma joined a small teaching course. She met new people. She started to smile again. One day, Emma came home excited and said, "Daniel, I passed my first test." Daniel looked at her and smiled. It was a real smile. He said, "Good job, Emma." Emma noticed something. Daniel's voice was warmer. His eyes were softer that evening. They ate dinner and talked. They talked about simple things, food, work, life. It was the first normal evening. Later, Daniel brought tea and said, "I used to think love is a trap." Emma listened carefully. Daniel continued, "But when you started to fight for your life, I felt something. I felt proud. I felt close." Emma's breath stopped close. Daniel nodded. "Yes," Emma asked softly. "Daniel, are you trying to love me?" Daniel looked down, then looked at her again. "I don't know how, but I want to learn." Emma smiled with tears, then learned slowly together. Daniel's hand moved slowly on the table. He touched Emma's fingers lightly. Emma did not pull away. That touch was small, but it felt like a promise. Months later, Emma became a teacher assistant in a small school. She was happy she was alive again. Daniel came to pick her up one day. He stood outside the school gate waiting. Emma saw him from far, and for the first time she felt something she never expected. She felt safe not because of money. She felt safe because he was there. Emma walked to him and said, "You came," Daniel said. "Of course," Emma smiled. "Thank you." Daniel looked at her and said, "Emma, I married without love, but you changed that." Emma's eyes widened. Daniel continued, "You didn't beg, you didn't force. You just stayed strong and you made me feel human again." Emma whispered, "I also changed." Daniel asked how. Emma said, "I learned that love is not always fireworks. Sometimes love is patient support, respect in small moments." Daniel nodded. He held her hand properly this time. "Not just fingers." Emma squeezed his hand. And in that moment, Emma understood something important. She did not marry to die inside. She married, and then she chose to live the end. Emma was 26 years old.